Hey guys, I'm John Kokolakis and you're watching Grow with a Lawyer, where we discuss various issues that entrepreneurs and small and micro businesses face on a daily basis. Today I'm going to give you 4 criteria to help you find the right expert. Let's get to it. Okay, so now, assuming you found an expert, how do you know you found the right expert? How do you know you found the right expert for you? In my previous video, I discussed how do you determine who is an expert, and we explored the difference between being competent and being an expert. But now I want to go a little deeper to that next level as to how do you find the right expert, and the right expert as to you, because the right expert as to you may not be the same one for someone else. It's whether we're dealing with doctors, whether we're dealing with lawyers, accountants, CPAs, and in any other aspect where we need an expert, car mechanic, plumber. Think about it. How do you know that's the right person for you? Well, first and foremost, the most important thing I think we need to look into when it comes to finding the right expert to you is personality. You want to see, do they jive? Do they click with you? In determining personality, you really have to like this individual. You have to like what they stand for. You have to like their personality. Is their chemistry? That becomes very important because you're going to be working with them on a one-to-one basis, close, and if you don't like them, there's a problem. There'll become a disconnect. You won't be able to open up. I'll give you a story. Years ago, I had a CPA who I was working with. Solid CPA, but I didn't like the guy. And it bugged me. And after a while, I just had to let him go. And when he asked me if it was anything as to his work product, I'm like, no, your work is fine. Now, I didn't specifically say to him, I don't like you, but at the end of the day, that's what it was. I just didn't like the guy. I didn't want to work with that individual. It didn't make me happy. Now, it took me a little while to find another CPA who was competent enough. I found a few who I liked, but then you got to also make sure that they're experts and that they know what they're doing and they can handle your particular business and the needs of your business. Another good sign that you found the right expert is, do they ask questions? You want them to ask you questions, to delve deep into you. Do they care enough to ask questions? Do they understand what right questions to ask so they can understand you and understand your business? So this way they know how to better serve you. It's not just about them, it's about you, because you're the person they need to serve. The third is challenging. Do they challenge you? Do they hold you accountable? Do they force you to do what needs to be done or nag you and be on top of you to make sure that it happens? Now, on the one hand, we could say, well, it's not their job to do that. But my philosophy is it is, because they want you to succeed. For example, even if we're dealing with a CPA and there's certain things that I need to do on my business, or he asked me to put certain things together and I didn't put it together, they should be on top of me. Now, then they'll be like, well, why should I have to do that? Bring it over to me, bring me the documents, and then I'll do what I need to do. Why should I be your babysitter? Well, my philosophy is it's because you should care enough for me to get it done. And because that becomes your responsibility, it's not just a drawing the line of you bring me this and then only I will do it. That's that reactive approach that I don't like. We must be proactive. And the same thing how I am, let's say, for example, with my particular clients, is I will be on top of them. If I ask them for something, if they didn't perform, I will hound them down. I'll actually assign a person over to really just nag them until they completely tell us to stop, and that's a whole different conversation. Then I'll be having a conversation is, how serious are they in growing the business and getting themselves protected? Think about it. And the fourth criteria is availability. Are they available when you need them? The best expert in the world is useless if they don't return your phone calls, or if you send them emails and they're lost in space, right? So they need to be available. You need to make sure from the get-go, when you're putting in writing or establishing the commitment that you are making to that expert, in return, the commitment that that expert is making to you, you have to put in there the availability aspect to that. That's very important.
Good luck finding an expert, and don't forget to subscribe. See ya.